Alright boys, here's another Deus 2 video for the new users. And you know, you've got this HF2 coal coming out. There may be some people that decide to start nugget hunting with that coal, high frequency. This also applies to all the other coals on this machine. Now, ground balance with multi-frequency detectors like the Deus 2 and the Manicore, the Equinox line, mild, medium mineralized ground, multi-frequency. Ground balance doesn't seem to be as critical versus single frequency. However, deeper targets in that ground, the proper ground balance, may yield better performance. When you get into the hot ground, high mineralized, much more critical. Alright, so I'm going to show you something here, you know, and you could slip up. Okay, now I'm not going to ground balance this machine, but you'll get the idea of what I'm going to show you here. Okay, so let's pretend that I've ground balanced the machine. I believe it's setting at 87. I'm going to turn tracking on with a positive or the minus key. I hit the minus key. I turn tracking on, okay? Now I'm going to scroll back. Now I'm in my detect screen. Now you might be in the Goldfield program. You may be in the Relic program. You could be up there around Culpeper, Virginia using this machine, for example. Or out west in the Goldfields, or anywhere really on a salt beach, running a beach program. You could be running tracking. Now, I don't know how the beach changes for phase, you know, as you sweep the coal around everywhere. But what if you started getting some noise in your detector and you decided, well, let me ground balance this baby, okay? Well, you will be holding that button right there. So I'm going to hold that button right there. Okay, now you see the 87 in there. Well, if I go out here in this yard, this machine's going to balance at about 77 here, okay? Watch what happens. Since I held that button in, pretend that I ground balance this machine. Now I'm going to hit this key here under ground balance. See what happened there in that screen? Turned it off. So even if you did re-ground balance your machine with this button, the tracking has been turned off, and that may not be your desire. Okay, so you could hear some noise with this machine because you've come over something in the ground. Okay, it might be some metal particles or something, and you're thinking, oh, my machine is not balanced. So I'm going to redo this again, except I'm going to turn the camera off, and I'm going to go out here in the yard. Alright, camera back on. Now this is beta public release version 3.02. That is a 9-inch coal on this Deus 2 with a remote. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to pretend I'm out here and I'm balancing this machine. Okay, you see what I've got in the meter there? I had an 80, right? See it? 80. I'm going over here and I'm going to turn tracking on. Alright. You see that 80 down there? See that lower number 80? So I'm out here and I'm sweeping around. I don't have the external speaker on. I'm out here sweeping around, and what if the machine I suspected the machine was out of balance. Now I've got tracking on. See it? It's on. So I decided, oh, let me re-ground balance. So I hit this button here and I re-ground balance again. Okay. So you see the number come in there, 76, and you see it down there in the bottom right. And I'm going back over here, tracking is off. So there may be some sites you use this machine where the ground changes a lot. Now, what would I suggest you do? Well, here's the workaround. Turn tracking on. All right. Balance the machine first. Balance the machine. Alright, go over here and turn tracking on. If the machine starts getting noisy on you, okay? If the machine starts getting noisy on you, leave tracking on and just bob the coal a few times, okay? And you'll be able to watch your numbers in the screen there, okay? And if you do it that way, you won't turn your tracking off, okay? Just a little tip there, you know, it could catch you, and you know, it's sort of hidden there. You know, you don't know looking at that detect screen if tracking is on or off, do you? You have to go over here and look-see. And again, it's on now. So now I'm pretending I'm ground balancing. You see that lovely 77 in the window, but now when I go back, the tracking is off. That's going to conclude the video. The mighty Deus 2.